coding again. I had, and still have kind of, the biggest friggin' headache that, like, I had to log off. I had to. So yeah, we're back. We're gonna go through and see if we can get our stuff done here without feeling like crap, because we're back. Don't need that. I need that. I need that. And I need this because this is where I'm seeing the nav info. So I'm thinking like the date time display. All right, so hold on. CSS naming conventions. Why is this disconnecting so much? All right, let's go. I have that capable. Let's go back to using this one. And hopefully this one won't disconnect like the other one was doing. Naming conventions. Do not do this. Okay, so all lowercase and with dashes. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. Element class names. Okay. So instead of double dashes, stickman blue, stickman red. Okay. Oh, wow. BEM is kind of crazy, but all right. So date, time, display. Date, time, display. All right. Let's turn on some music. I'm getting kind of a like bored with the Harris Heller playlist. Like, and I don't know where I put my, I think it's this one. All right. Let's do that for now. Okay, so it's need date time display dash span. We'll go ahead and refresh this when we get info bar, date time display, and then status clock, status date time display. Save that back here. Okay. Info bar. Okay. So there we go. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and figure out, like, I think that instead of spans, these should be divs. I think that's what I need to do. That instead of spans, they have to be divs. They need to be centered vertically and centered horizontally, so they need to be centered in the middle of the container div. So I think these need to become divs. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to change them to divs. And I think that with them being divs, I don't need that to be there because they're already block elements, right? And in this case, flex direction is column, and then flex basis should be, oh no. So the height should still be 100%. Those, how do I set those in the center? If I get rid of this, puts them in the center that way, but then let's get rid of one for now. Oh, of course I can't do that. I can't comment it out that way, but I can comment it out this way. I can't comment it out that way. So how the hell do we comment it out? How do we comment it out when it's inside the function? I don't think we can. Anyway, so what we'll do is we'll just delete it for now. And once we center that inside the container, is it really going to be just as simple as this? No. Maybe. No. So how do I do this? How do I set? Set the parent container to position relative. Set the child element to position absolute. But the parent container can't be position relative, can it? Can it? Using Flexbox. Container is display flex, justify content. So there we go. And then we can go into the date time display and do that. And there it is. Justify content. How wide do I want that? I want that minimum width to be what? 175, 160 pixels. So now, no matter what, it won't go lower than 160. I think probably 150 is all we need. Yeah, a minimum width of 150 pixels unless we make the font size a little bit bigger. And that's what I'm thinking we're going to need to do. Make the font size a little bit bigger. Font. 1.2 EM. Like, what do I want it to be? What do I want the font to be for this? Like, let's find a good font for the entire overlay. Google fonts. Let's find a good font for the entire overlay. A nice looking font. Calm, playful, calm, cute might be a little bit too much. Sour gummy, however.
I like that one.
Or Delius.
I like that one right there.
This one?
No, the one right there.
This one? Yeah, Delius. I think Delius will be the one. This one's pretty good too. I don't want to make a big thing of this, so I think Delius or Delius Unicase. I think Delius swash caps. Delius swash caps. I think just Delius, I think. Quick look. Something that just like jumps out at me was Delius. This one's okay, but I think that's too much. I still think Delius is probably the one. Comic Nui I already have. Yeah, Delius. Delius. Fuzzy Bubbles. Yes, we'll grab Delius. We'll grab Delius. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. We'll grab Delius, get font, embed code. Yeah, we'll just grab all of Delius. I don't know if just the static one. Let's get rid of enter. Do we want more than just the static Delius? I think we want both Deliuses that we saw. So if I look for Delius, there we go. There we go. Swash caps. That's the other one. Delius and Delius swash caps. Get font. Get embed code. Delius and Delius swash caps. There we go. So we'll copy these and put them in the index.html file. So there we have Delius and Delius swash caps. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll use Delius. And the way we use Delius is by doing font family, font weight, and font style. Going to style. There we go. And that changes the way this looks. Oh, that looks nice. I like that. It makes that look really nice. now I need to change the font weight in the display to that's too big. That's do a 1.1. Did that change anything? It did. Okay, so and change it to 700. So we're laying things out. There's the bottom left. I think as we're laying this out, we need to make sure that this is of the right general size. So we need it to be 1280 by 720. There's 1280. 1280 by 720. So this is 16 by 9. This is the size it'll be, which will give us a good idea of what it'll look like when everything is said and done. So we have this here, and now we know, because we're doing this, that we need to double this height because I want the ads to be underneath that. So now we're going to go into the information bar. Date time display is here. So we want the ad timing, which is actually under Twitch ads, which is the ad countdown. So we're going to pull up the ad countdown. And we're going to do basically the same thing in the ad countdown as we're doing in the date time display. Copy that, ads countdown. I'm going to go here, paste that. So we're going to export the ad countdown, right? Ads countdown. And what we're going to do here is, this way here we don't have this big thing over chat that starts saying, hey, this is it. You're just going to be able to look at the overlay that's on the stream and see it. All right, so this is going to be ads countdown, and there's only going to be one here, so this will be these will be unnecessary, I think. These will be unnecessary.
Oh.
Yeah, these will be unnecessary. What?
That camera? Is it move? It's static when we weren't in the room.
That camera is static? Is that one? Oh, it's not moving. Look at that. Let's fix it. This is how we fix that camera. We go into go. And now it's there. Hi. I don't know why the GoPro does that, but sometimes it does.
Freaking weird.
Yeah, it is weird. All right. So actually, because the date time display, so we have this here, date time display, but the date time display is actually not the right? So this needs to go underneath. This needs to go underneath here. So this is going to be including ads countdown. And then we'll do this. And if we do that, see how it's over here instead of underneath over there? So that's problematic. So instead here, instead of it being in there, I think the ads countdown needs to be inside the date time display. Right? This way here, it's actually inside where it needs to be. And I don't include it here. And so with that adds countdown, that means that we have to make the height of the info bar a little bit more so that we're seeing everything we're supposed to see. And then the adds countdown, because like we can do this and move it to here instead. Oops. And we put a little thing here like this so that we have the containing set up here. So that we have that. And now, because it's outside of the date time display, it shows to the right of it instead of where it is. I want the add information to be below it instead of above it. So yeah, I think we're going to put the adds countdown inside the containing element. We're going to put the adds countdown there. Adds next adds in 19 minutes, right? And then inside there, the adds display, or the adds countdown, ends up being font size is 0.8 rem, and the font weight is 300 instead, which makes it div ID adds countdown. Next adds in 19 minutes. Why is it? Why is it doing that? Information bar, date time display. Date time display adds countdown. Adds countdown. Div ID equals adds countdown. CSS adds countdown. Changes. Oh, because it needs to be above. Right? And this should technically be like right? And there we go. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. I like that. You like that? Yeah? Oh, it looks good. We can make it a little bit smaller. That's too small. So that's good. If we change this back to 400, it does nothing. So that's fine. We can actually get rid of the font weight. Nope, we can't get rid of the font weight. We need to remove it from the 700. And padding top of like, 0.25 rem to make it so that it's a little bit separated. Next adds in 19 minutes. We change this to 12 VH. What is VH? What does VH do? What is VH? What is VH in CSS? VH is vertical height, right? Viewport height. It's a unit that represents 1% of the height. So basically it's 12% of the height, but it's the inner part of that instead of the whole window. Okay. Right. As a percentage of the viewport height. Okay. So what's the difference between VH and percent? The difference between VH and percent is relative to the parent element. Rem is relative to the root element, and EM is relative to the parent element. So EM and percent are basically the same. Just one is for like font size and one is for... Wait a minute. The default font size is 16 pixels. One EM is 16 pixels. Two is going to be 32. One REM is going to be 16. Two is going to be 32. 100%. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. But okay, so now it's the same thing as the. Oh, so if I do. So if I. Okay, yeah, I get that. All right. Yeah, so PXRM and EM, REM and EM are for font sizing. So that's fine. All right, so we have that. This is good. I like the way that looks. I think the background color for the bar can be changed later, but I like the positioning for that. Now the chat ticker. This is fun. This is going to be fucking amazingly, stupidly fun. Ads are incoming in 3 minutes. So the chat ticker, the way it's going to work is when somebody says something, the thing pops up. But when somebody else says something or does something in chat, instead of it just popping up right next to it, it's going to slide in. So everything slides in. And the more chat that happens, the faster it slides in. And I know I can probably do that with GSAP, the animation library for JavaScript, but I'm not sure I want to use GSAP to do that. I want to see if I can do it with just straight CSS and animations. The problem is, to do it with straight CSS and animations, it has to be reactive. And I don't think CSS can be just straight up reactive. But I know I can do it with GSAP. I've done it with GSAP. So I don't know. So hold on, let's see this. How to animate a div elements with dynamically with CSS only. In JavaScript. There it is. In JavaScript. That's what it is. I'm gonna have to use JavaScript, and I think the easiest way to do that is going to be with GSAP. Using dynamic size animation of parent div using CSS only. So that's not quite what I want to do. How to smoothly and dynamically add created element to the DOM using CSS3. That was 6 years ago. Function add element here, which is kind of what we're going to be doing. Wow, that looks cool. That looks pretty cool. Animate the height from, so I'm defining a fixed width. So that again is CSS, but that's just adding the element. That's not doing anything. Oh man, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do it. I might not be able to do it in just CSS, huh? Dynamic 11 months ago, dynamic elements with CSS animations. Keyframes slide in, transform, translate. What translate X is okay, so from -100 to 0, right? Right? Off the left edge of the page. Off the left edge of the page. Animation name, duration, timing function. Yeah, so this is... Okay, so I think I'm going to end up using GSAP anyway. Ads for 2.5 minutes. So now it's 50 minutes and 2.5 minutes instead of 40 and 2 minutes. I think 50 and 2.5 is probably going to be better. So open this back up. Gives me that. So really wish. My bombastic ad music. It's do you remember way back in the day when I used to have a lot of people show up in the stream, and one of them was Hamster Alliance. I feel indebted to Hamster Alliance, so I'm always going to want to use his music for basically everything I do. Even like so much so that even the song that I'm having, or the music that I'm having created for the stream, is based on, it's not James doing it, but the music itself is based on James's music. Hamster Alliance, James Gilman. So yeah, I'm always going to enjoy Hamster Alliance's music. It's always, it holds a dear place in my heart. James does. So really, it's more so that I know that ads are playing than anything else. All right, so I suppose I should just, because of what I'm going to be doing with the animations, babe. So because of what I'm going to be doing with the animations, I suppose I should just use GSAP no matter what, because they're going to be sliding in and sliding out and whatnot, right? So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll just use GSAP for it. Instead of making it dynamic like that. So these are good. Chat ticker time. When we add an element to the chat ticker. So this is going to be interesting. This is definitely going to be interesting what I'm about to do, because I have to, in order to make it work, I have to, we'll put, no, we're going to put this here, but it's not going to stay there. Where are you? These two. So what we're about to do is start using chat. Why did that go over there? That was weird. So we're going to start using chat as a base for our setup here. So when somebody says something in chat, I'm going to start putting things into this display here. So in order to do that, I need to use chat triggers. In order to do that, I need this new setup to actually connect to and listen for chat. And so if I open main.jsx for this, that's going to be so, I don't know how to do this in React in the way that you're supposed to do it in React. I could just take the the Streambot controller and just connect and listen for chat messages. And because once chat messages are done, we can start doing other stuff like cheers and YouTube messages and the whole nine. But I also have to consider what's going on here. And How do I want to do this? Get Twitch ad schedule. Sets the values of the ads. I don't think I need that. I think... Shoot. How am I going to... I guess I have to watch... I guess I have to watch more of the dynamic setup here with React. So what I'll do is I will go into... I'll go into here and I'll find where in Scrimba, where in this Learn React thing, where we can... Why did it skip? Why did it skip this? I did not use these. I didn't do this. Why did it skip them? I know I did these. Why did it skip these?
With the basic concepts and syntax of building static pages in React under our belt, we are now poised to progress forward and start learning about how we can write data-driven React apps. You see, in our previous project, everything that was displaying on the page, we had hard-coded directly into our markup. And there certainly is still a place for hard-coded text on a page. Anything that is considered static or unchanging is going to be written directly into the code. However, we are soon going to learn about how the power of React comes not only from its composability and declarative nature, but from its ability to receive information in the
countdown is going to be, this is going to be dynamic. Like especially this part will be dynamic.
This section is going to be a travel journal. And the primary thing that will make it different from the static page that we made in the previous section is that all of the information that we see on the page is actually going to be contained in a regular JavaScript file in the form of regular objects and arrays. This is the completed project over here, and you can see that we have this.
No, that's not my VO.
Where this all of the information lives.
This is I'm watching somebody's
code that we write. Will take.
So this is learning React via a website called Scrimba, and this is basically a This is an educational thing. I sound similar to him? Holy shit. That's funny. Nope, not me. Not my VO. I remember one time I was asked to do a VO for Red versus Blue. I said yes, and then I said no, and then they never got back to me. And I feel like crap because I could have done it, and I could have, like, been popular. I could have been popular. I haven't seen the movie. Don't hate me. But yeah, I want to do voiceover. I really do want to do voiceover work, but I have not. Why is this putting it in the wrong way? But I have not. I'd like to do voiceover work. But I have no idea where to start and whatnot. I've never played... So I've played Final Fantasy XIV, but I've never really played Final Fantasy XIV, okay? Because if you remember, back when FF14, before A Realm Reborn, was that whole thing was the thing, I tried it, and I hated it because the control scheme was all fucked up. So I never played it. I stopped playing, and I never played it afterwards. I think I've downloaded it and tried it once or twice, like when it went free to play or early free to play or whatever the hell that was. But I've never really been into it. That being said, yes, I played 1.0. I had Final Fantasy like freak fans coming into my channel yelling at me way back when that happened because I was destroying their game because the control schemes were so disturbingly bad. I could not, you couldn't play the game. You couldn't play the game. And so I just never played. I played the beta and said I'm never playing this game, and I never played the game. That being said, part of the whole push that I have that we're going to be doing soon, disturbingly, it was like, oh, the menus, the control scheme, just everything was horrible. And so part of the push that I have now is that if people want to suggest a game, eventually, like, people can just make suggestions right now, and I'll have Lee write it down, and I'll eventually like make a day to do it. But in the future, it'll be, you can do it with bits or you can do it with channel points. And when that happens, they go into a queue, and the next day that I play like viewer suggested games or whatnot will be like either a vote or something on the games that have gone in, and I'll play that game for 4 hours minimum on stream. And so there's a whole list of games that I will play that I've played before and that I've never touched. Like, I've never played Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I touched 9, but I don't remember any of it. I didn't play for more than like 20 minutes. Final Fantasy 11, 12, 13, 14, I can say that I haven't touched because I haven't really touched anything since A Realm Reborn started. And then any other Final Fantasy game, right? But also other games that I haven't played. Games that I don't own, I'll go and buy and whatnot. Or maybe I'll go and buy. That'll be a big factor. Somebody donating a game like Sint used to, it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to play it. That kind of stuff in the future. So that I can get both my experience with other games more diverse, and also so that viewers can see me playing games they want me to play. There are some games that I won't play, like any sports games, and I also probably won't be playing World of Warcraft again. I've tried that, been there, done that, won't do it. Sorry. Why the look?
Because you bought it for a year.
Yeah, I have it until
May.
No, we bought it before May. I have it until like September of next year. Yeah. So you can play it.
Yeah, if I ever get back on it, yeah. You want me to do this with you?
All right. So getting back to this. So this, why, oh my God, don't do this to me. Oh, that was weird. Was it going into standby mode? Anyway, so this is
iterate over it and
not
produce React components with that information inserted in the correct place. Feel free to
It helps if I
peruse
turn
around
back
this
on
code
my
to
sound.
see if you can get a cursory level understanding of what's going on. And as always, you can click on the screenshot you see here to take you to the Figma design, so you can be prepared to start building this project based on the real colors and spacing that are defined in the Figma file. In this section, we are going to be learning first, of course, why reusability is important.
We got that.
And we'll recognize that it's actually something that you are exposed to in just about every website you visit. Then we'll dive
you don't
into
know
the
what to do
syntax
you?
for the primary vehicle for doing reusability and data-driven React
Okay, fine.
components, which is something called
What?
props. Then with an understanding
hungry.
of how props works, we will create components
bit, yeah.
from an array of data, just like we were talking about earlier.
Then I
And
won't
of
let you
course,
know
this
it all.
wouldn't be a real Scrum
'Cause I'm not
course
going
if we
to be.
didn't include a ton of
Why do you-
hands-on
what do you wanna
challenges
make for
along
dinner?
the way. So warm up those fingers, get ready to complete all of the challenges in this section,
As long
which
as it
is what
doesn't
we'll be
taste like the
diving
last
into
one, you
right
can make
away.
it now. Okay.
We'll
All
start
right.
working on this section project of the travel journal
All right,
by
so-
having kind of a softball challenge.
So this is
will mostly be review
kind
of
of
the things that
easy.
we've learned previously.
Not easy. It's kind of
Our task
interesting
is
because
simply
it's
to make this
it-
header
it
section
really
for
is
travel
the-
journal.
the
First thing we should do is click on the screenshot here. That's going to open this design
So
in Figma, so
he-
you can.
so
see
what
the
he's doing is
details
he's
for
gonna
this
have us
design. And I've
open
tried
that
to set
in
you up
Figma,
for success with this project,
which
by
is a layout setup thing, right? So we can take this and we can look at it and see what sizes everything is and whatnot. But all of the stuff, all of the innards are going to be static for now. And so we don't, I'm not caring about that. What I care about is I want to see, like, I'm upset that it skipped all these, right? Reusable components, understanding the concept, not reusable, header and entry. I get that. But what I want to know is JavaScript inside the
There's one more
JavaScript.
quick thing we need to cover
and
before we can start using props in React, which is the way that we will be able to make
how
our components
to
more reusable. We've learned about JSX and
do
how
other
this
things
syntax
dynamically.
that looks very much like HTML is able to be interpreted as a way to create first name, which let's set it equal to Joe,
Right.
and a last name, which we'll set to Schmo. And
Right.
instead of saying hello world, we wanted to say hello Joe Schmo. When you're first learning React,
So
it might be
here, just so you can see, this is going to be first name, and then this is going to be last name, right? Right? And so if I run that, hello, Joe Schmo. So it has to be inside the brackets. So I know that. And that's how you have to do it. That's how you have to do the
and just stick
whole
first
setup. This is why I
name
love
in
Scrimba,
here,
because I
and
can
then
literally
space,
code and then
last
get rid of
name.
it.
Or maybe as we're used to doing it in vanilla JavaScript, we might do some string concatenations. We might try to
I tried that. I definitely
first name
tried that.
plus a blank space and then plus the last name.
And that doesn't
Now,
work.
I'm not going to hit save yet, but I want you to think about what it is that will happen when I refresh this page.
Well, we're going to get an
Some of you
error, aren't we,
probably
because of
figured
this
out
right
that
here?
It's just going to literally display
No,
the
it
text
just
that I
literally
put
displays it all.
between my
So that's
opening
fine.
and compiled
So
to
I get
regular
this. I
JavaScript
understand
with some
that.
of this up. What if we wanted to have it say it is currently, and then whatever time it currently is? Well, because I can run whatever JavaScript I want inside of a set of curly braces, again, as long as
You can literally just say date.now.
I can run code like, okay,
Or
let's create a
date.time.
new date, and then I'm going to call get hours on that date, and then, well, let's just see what this shows up as. Okay, it is currently 15. If you're from a place that uses 24-hour clock, that certainly makes sense. We also might do a modulo 12 if we want to have that display in 12-hour time. And there it goes. It says it is currently 3. Maybe we say it is currently about 3. And that makes sense because for me right now, it is 3:23 p.m. Now, I would say
Okay,
with
so
great
that makes
power comes
sense,
great responsibility
because the
and
curly
having a
braces
bunch of
braces
logic
are
stuffed into the
JavaScript
middle of our
inside
JSX here
JavaScript, so
isn't
that's
my
fine.
personal favorite. And so my personal preference would still be to put my logic happening up here. Let's say maybe const hours equals, and then we'll paste in that expression.
So
and then
so that makes sense. So the reason why I'm upset that it skipped this. I don't know why it skipped it, but the reason I'm upset it skipped it is because in the page that we're designing for the overlay, this is what viewers will see, and eventually I'll have the stuff here. I think this is probably too big because of like maybe because of what I'm going to have on the screen. I think this might be too big unless the overlay is there and then I put the actual screen. So like let me do this real quick. So inside the information bar, we're gonna do a new nav bar. So we do this, get rid of that, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. So if oh my god, if inside of here we have another nav bar that's actually the left bar, right? So we have it on the left side. And inside here, we just say hi, just so that we have it. right now there's nothing in here that shows that it's on the left side. It's just there, right? So the idea is left bar. One more thing, and then we also have main, which is the main content. ID equals. We don't even need ID equals main here. So what we're gonna do is inside the CSS, if we go left bar, which is going to have a width of calc. This is 1280 wide, so 1280 by 720, and the height of this bar is 12%. 12% of 720. So calc 720 times 0.88, right? So that's the height. That's the height of that bar. The width of that bar. Why is that giving me an error? Oh, because I have that there. The width of the bar is going to be I don't think it's times 0.88, right? So if, give me a second, calc 1920 times 0.88 is, no, 1920 divided by 1280 is 1.5, so 1280 divided by 1920 is 0.6667, right? So 1920 by 1080 times 0.66666667 is 720. Okay, so maybe it will work that way. So if the width is calc 1280 times 0.88, okay. And why is it? Why is it doing that? Why is that not working? All right, so we'll just make it 88%. 88% of what it is to begin with. 88%, right? Border 1px solid blue and background color blue. All right, so we don't have anything yet because it's not appropriately set. But the way we do this is now we go position absolute and top is 0 and right is 0. And now this is the display port for the game. And then I can have my camera in like a little box here that slightly goes over that. And I can have something happening over there. Otherwise, the bottom bar is going to be too big and it's going to go over the content a little too much. And I don't want that. I don't want that to happen. I want it to be as unobtrusive as possible. What I'm trying to do is I want it to be as unobtrusive as possible. So maybe I'm just doing everything for nothing. maybe I don't put the time, I mean the date down in the corner, and I just put the time there. Maybe I don't have it that big. Is it daylight savings time right now? Daylight saving time. So I could just say Pacific time. But right now it's PST. I'll just use PT, Pacific time. PT, right? And then I don't do this. And I don't do that. Next adds in 19 minutes, blah, 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 blah. Then I go to the ads countdown, next adds in 19 minutes. Maybe I set the height of that bar. Instead of 12%, maybe I set it to 5%. 5% is too much, but if I do 5%, then I can change the font size of this to 0.9. And I just get rid of the padding here. Right? Maybe I just get rid of the padding entirely. 5% too much? Maybe. Shit. Am I overthinking this? Am I going too involved? Am I being too stupid with this? I say stupid. I really should stop saying things like that. It's not too stupid. It's more, am I overthinking it? Is really what it is. Am I overthinking what I'm trying to do? And I'm thinking too hard about what I want to have happen. The overall display of this, so if we change the edit view, I want to change the size of this. I want to change the size of this to 2560 by 1440. $25.60 by $14.40. This is the whole game. If I take a screenshot of something, I don't think I have any screenshots, but like, let's just pretend that this is the game. Yay for ashes! Woo! Woohoo! Right? So inside here, our bar would be at the top because that's where the least amount of data is actually being shown, is right here at the top. So that would be 5%, right? So right here, that goes down 1382, so it goes down 60. So 60 is what percentage of 1440? 6 divided by 144. So it's 4%, right? So 1440 times 0.05 is 72. 72 pixels high. And so if I go 72, if I make that 72 pixels high, if I make that 72 pixels high, I'm going to cut this and just move it so that it's at the 72 pixel mark, give or take. So 136 brings it to 208. So if it's there instead, that's about 5%, right? So that at the top or bottom, and then I can have my time, and then I have my viewer stats and whatnot. And the viewer stats would be divided in half for Twitch and for YouTube. And that would be too wide, I think. So we can get rid of those and then do it here. Right? And then Twitch and YouTube would be split here. And that can go top or bottom, right? So that could be on the top or the bottom. I can switch it as I see fit whenever. The problem is now I'm blocking part of the map. So like, how do I want to do this overlay? I can hit a button and turn on and off parts of it fairly easily. And this would be like the TTS queue. So we'd have 4 pixels. This would be date, time, right? Actually, I think it'd be just time, not date and time. So this would be like time and ads. This would be TTS. This would be viewers, followers, subs. And this would be viewers, members, sponsors for Twitch and for YouTube. YouTube. Right. And then this would be chat and alerts. Right. So and then we have the alerts, and so that would be it. That would be it. We'd have the camera wherever we want the camera or whatnot. If the camera's over here, the camera could move to be right there at points. Like when I'm doing coding, the camera could be up here, right? However, right? And so just in general, this is the chat, the camera's wherever I want it, right? If I'm coding, I want it up in the upper middle so it's not interacting or not covering up any of the code. If I'm gaming, I probably want it down here because this is where chat is in most games. If I'm just chatting, this would go to the bottom or something, or go to the left side, and I'd have my camera here and like whatever I'm working on here. But all of this overlay would be there, and whatever I have going on is in this bar. I think that's the only thing that I have. That bar is the only real element that I have on the overlay. Everything else is alerts. And there's like 7 or 8 different types of alert panels that I have for the alerts and different ways that I'm going to do it. So $5 of, if I want to edit the size of this, if I do this, it's going to, yeah, it's not going to do what I want. But if I change the size here, so instead of 2560 by 1440, it's now 1920 by 1080, right? So 1080 is here. And 1920 is here. So if it goes to that, then everything shifts over and this gets smaller. But I'm going to be casting at 1920 by 1080. No, I'm going to be casting at 1440. 1440, 60 frames a second on both Twitch and YouTube. Even though I could cast it at 4K on YouTube. I can't cast at 4K on Twitch. Do I want to cast at 4K on YouTube? Because if I do that, then this whole thing becomes even larger. My screen size right now is 4K. I could cast at 4K. 5% of 4K is still pretty large, and then again, 2160 times 0.05, it's 108 pixels high. So instead of there, it just goes to, here. Oh, wow. I've got 107 and 109, but not 108. So it just goes to here. Whoa, wrong one. So 108 just goes to 1 pixel lower than this. So like it doesn't add that much, 5% of the screen, right? So maybe I do that. I just do 5%. I just have it at 5% no matter what. So instead of, so that's 5%. That's this right here. And so I'm still stuck with that blocking. Like, let me see something. I want to see where the overall is going to be. I'm not actually going to play the game, but I want to see where the overall, like what 5% is for the top and the bottom of Ashes. I'm not going to play Ashes because for some reason, like I have to take a couple hours to find out why the hell I'm only getting 40 frames a second since I've formatted and reinstalled. I should be getting a lot more than 40 frames to 60 frames a second in the places where I'm in here. And I'm only getting 40 frames a second. I was getting 130 and it was feeling like 130. Now I'm getting 80 and it feels like 40. Or I'm getting 40 and it feels like 40. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like right now I'm getting 30 frames a second. Why am I getting 30 frames a second here if it goes higher than 30 frames a second? Control-Alt-F. 30 frames a second. If I turn that to auto, now that jumped up, it's above 30 frames a second. Now it's 30, 40, 50, 60, which means that this isn't locked to 30 frames a second. If I turn that on to enabled and boost, now I'm back to 30 frames, 37 frames a second. Why am I getting like these trash frame rates in places where I should not be getting trash frame rates? Now I'm at 55 to 60. If I turn that off, now I'm getting 40 to 50. I should be getting near 100 here. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Even when I turn this to low. 60 to 70. Like, that makes no sense whatsoever. and I turn on DLSS and it drops to 45. Like, makes no sense at all that this changed so drastically. So I have to go and figure that out. That being said, I'm only jumping in to take a screenshot of the actual UI in game. Ricky, if you're still here, do you currently play hold for just a second. Do you currently play Final Fantasy? So I want to print screen this. I'll print screen. I don't care about OneDrive. And then we're going to put this into here. Wow, that's too big. And we can't change the size. Oh, yes, we can. We've changed this 2560 by 1440. There's that. So as you can see, it wouldn't really block anything up above except part of the map. But down below, if I move it down below, 5% down below is blocking an entire row. It's basically blocking everything on the bottom. And so I'm not sure that would be worthwhile. I'm not sure that would be appropriate. Let's go ahead and get out. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out how exactly I want this to work. I think the bottom right or the bottom left for camera and all that nifty shit is generally where things are going to go. If I can move the elements wherever I want them to be, like, do I just want this to be at the top? Do I need the time? I need the ads. Do I need the time? Do I care about the time? Do I care about the viewers, followers, and subscriber counts? Do I care about any of that? Does any of that really matter? That's what I'm getting at now. Does any of that information really matter on the stream? No, what people come to watch is somebody who's entertaining, playing a game that they want to know about or that they think is entertaining, to see more entertaining stuff. The information that I have is already there. I've already got what I need. I don't need to see the viewer count, the follower count, the subscriber. I don't need to see that. Do people really care about seeing who's in chat or who's been chatting or any of that? That's not a big thing, right? People don't generally care about that, right? Unless it's during the just chatting scene. Right? Right? Do people care? Do viewers care? I think that's the crux of it. Do the viewers actually care about am I just doing this for nothing? Am I doing this for nothing? We need to talk, my dear.
What happened?
Does the average person watching a stream care about chat on the stream, the number of viewers who are in the stream, the number of followers, the number of subscribers, all that? Does the average viewer actually care about that stuff?
No.
So I'm taking this time to do what I'm doing for nothing.
Probably. They just want to watch you do shit.
They want to watch me do shit. And when somebody subscribes, they want to see the funny stuff, but they don't care about like they don't care about this bar here where the next ads are coming in, right?
That's for you, not for them.
They don't care about seeing the chat go across the screen.
They do if their little animals are fighting, and there's only a couple of them, not like.
Well, I'm going to turn off the camera so that I can eat. I don't eat on camera, and you guys won't be able to hear it. So there's that. So if it's
Just put an overlay up and play. That's why everybody uses the same damn ass overlay. They just,
but it's not the overlay.
and what other effort are you putting in that nobody cares about?
The alerts is what I'm doing most of this for. It's just the idea that I have for where the alerts are going to go and come from. A really good example of what I'm getting at right now, like, do people really even care, is Co-Carnage. I'm actually going to snooze this for a little bit because ads were about to come in. So Co-Carnage has
Dude, face shit.
I'm pause that and go into his yesterday's stream on Kingdom Come Deliverance, right? So if you notice on here, he's got his cat stream. He's got these are channel point rewards. He just has himself and a little cat camera and nothing else. It's just him on a green screen doing his stuff. If we look at Dan's Gaming, who's been playing for years and years, just like myself, did he really check out? Is he really playing Oath and Felghana? He played Oath and Felghana 6 hours ago. 15-minute mission. All right, so we'll go. Wow. Early stage Oath and Felghana. But as you see, same thing with Dan. Now, the problem with this, Dan's doing the same thing, same place and whatnot. The problem with this is these are people who are from the early stages of Twitch, right? And so we don't have, like, they haven't really changed the way that their stream looks with the changing times, right? Journey to the Revenge of Savage Planet. Oh, he's that's cool. Okay, so he's watching a video. This is actually not bad. He's being sponsored to tell people about Revenge of the Savage Planet, which is out in May. And so he's watching a video, and he's got this set up so that he's watching said video. That's pretty cool. I like that. Maybe he's playing a game while he's doing this, but I like the setup. But again, it's very minimal. He's got a camera. He's got his game. It looks like it's a video of said game or whatnot. Is that an ad? It's an ad inside a game about what? I have no idea what game that is. Is that really Journey to Savage Planet? Okay. So he, just like others, is just like others from way back, are doing things very similarly. Lower left-hand corner, nothing else going on unless there's an alert or whatnot. I was thinking the same overall idea, but just putting a bar on the bottom such that it has some additional information, so that when the chat does something, there's a record of that for as long as it stays on the screen, that little ticker that goes across. There are other people who have had their chat just a little bubble that goes around their camera, right? And it's just a little visual indicator for the viewer and for the streamer. So that you know when you send a chat, how long it takes for the viewer to the streamer to see it, right? So you get a good idea of if your chat message was seen by the streamer, so that you know that they're ignoring you or not. And so having that little representation down at the bottom or around the camera, which is what some people do, is an interesting take. But the majority of what I want to do is it has to do with the alerts. The alerts are supposed to fall into or come out of these specific areas on the bar to kind of, make it a little fun for people. But if the vast majority of viewers don't care, like if I go to the main page, we pause this. We've got Slushy. Death's 57, which is a big thing. Their chat is on stream. 2,000 viewers, their chat is on stream. If I go back to the main page and I go to this one, he's playing Marvel Rivals. He's here. And his chat is nowhere. So he's got nothing going on. If I go to Kai Sanat is just doing chat, just doing talking. His chat is on stream. He's got 151,000 freaking subs right now. That's insane. Right? And so the more I look at here, these people, camera, with a little thing here, and then an event here. I have no idea what the event is because it's low quality, but probably because I paused it and whatnot. But minor stuff, right? Minor stuff. Camera and a couple of other things. Camera and a couple of other things.
Eggman, McMuffin, I know.
Camera and a couple of other things. Like, especially for somebody like this. My first time playing Final Fantasy VII. That's not Final Fantasy VII. This isn't Final Fantasy VII. Oh, wait. Is this the new Final Fantasy VII? This might be the new Final Fantasy VII.
Mountain Evo.
Is it? Yeah, it's the new Final Fantasy VII. Okay. So sub goal, camera, chat, text. All of this can, like, the chat could be down here, just ticking away. But do people care about that? Do people care to see their stuff on stream? I don't know.
I don't understand why people need to see it twice. They're already looking at it. Why do they need to see it on the stream too? That's one thing I don't get. Don't put your freaking chat on the stream. That's stupid.
Vidal has chat on stream, has a subathon thing.
Over to
Bajira has chat on stream, has his stuff that's happened going on behind him, and is playing his game while he's walking.
That's some serious skill. I'd be fucking checking everywhere.
Queso has his he's viewing his own thing here. Tyler, this is a good one. Tyler just has a camera and the stuff. Just a camera and the content. So maybe that's what I should do. Ads coming in 2 minutes. All right, so basically, does the average viewer on Twitch care about your About Me panels? How important is having the chat on screen? Reasons for having a chat on stream: makes it easier to measure the stream delay for the viewer, allows mobile users to see better Twitch TV and 7 TV emotes. People who full stream can still see the stream chat. VODs, which I archive to YouTube, will still have the chat. It makes it 100% clear when the message arrives to the streamer. And it makes it more clear if Twitch happens to eat the message and it never shows up. As a streamer, I don't want chat on stream, but if I'm watching somebody who has it, it doesn't bother me.
So it's split 50-50.
Ads anytime. So if it's just chatting, have the chat window there. If you're playing a game, don't show any chat at all. Okay. a lot of people saying that it's not really a big deal outside of the potential trolling factor. Somebody saying an abusive or racist or homophobic word on there, and it being in the stream but not in your VOD, but not on the stream because you deleted it from chat. Excuse me. It provides production quality, and it does provide more utility for full screen users, but it's not really important. An integral part of being a live streamer. If I can't interact, well, I don't need to worry about that. I have multiple screens and whatnot. Most beneficial for VODs to provide context. What do you think, baby?
I don't think it's worth it. I'm a mobile user, and if I want chat, I'll go get chat. But usually I just want to watch the video. I don't want to interact with chat if I'm on my phone.
So when you're watching, you don't want to be... You're basically lurking. You're just watching to watch.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't care about chat.
But you like seeing the alerts.
Yeah.
I think that probably settles it. And I give up on another thing.
But it's the way Twitch is going. You're not giving up. You just realize it's not a thing like it used to be.
So if I have it sitting there, it's going to block some stuff. And you think that having the alerts show up is fine.
Yes.
But having this here to show a history of the alerts in the chat and whatnot is not.
No, I think having
Sorry, I sneezed.
I think them having the chat in the video that blocks some of the game is stupid. Not where you're putting your chat. You're putting your chat away from the video.
No, the way this is going to be is where it would be, where this would be. I'm going to sneeze again. I'm sorry. Where this part right here would be, right?
Where are you? Okay, yeah.
Where this would be, if it's this big, right? That would be over here. And so being down there, that amount would cover up what you see. It would cover up the menu bar there, all of that. Being up here, which is why I have it, why I would have it set so that I can change what whether it's on the top or bottom, would only then block this part. And part of the map being blocked is not a big deal, right? It's not a huge problem there. And I can swap, I'll be able to swap it back and forth depending on what game I'm playing. Having that like that, and also having like the camera here. So the camera would be there, right? That's fine. Or if I happen to be doing coding and pretend that this is the coding screen. Remember, this is actually up a bit more. This isn't actually here. Oops. It's not actually down here. This is actually up there, right? So in a coding stream, I have this blocked out because my cameras are there, so you can see what's going on, and I'm not blocking any of the data here or here. At the same time, in a coding stream, I'd have this showing up over top of it, and then on top of that, I would have the camera coming down from the coding, like over top. That doesn't block anything on the top of the screen. Like if I put this up there, it's not blocking much of anything up here, especially if it's like semi-transparent. So the whole idea for what I was doing was trying to make sure that people see specifically this, not necessarily this stuff, the viewers, followers, subscribers, and whatnot, but seeing the chat and alerts, seeing the TTS, and seeing the time till ads. Or maybe I just put the chat ticker on the bottom and just have it tick away, or on the top, depending on where I need to put it for whatever game.
Okay.
Right?
So you can still do your alerts, you just don't have to do the chat portion of it.
Well, the alerts are going to go into the middle of the screen or somewhere near that.
Okay.
Like.
So you're not giving up on what you're doing, you're just not adding the chat portion of it, which isn't a big
Like alerts can come right here. Ooh, hey, there we go.
Right.
And then fall into whatever. If I have that, and if I don't have that there, they come out here and then they fall back in.
Right. It's not a big deal that you don't have that you're not doing the chat part. Because a lot of people are like, whatever, when it comes to chat. If they want to see the chat, they'll have the chat on the side of their screen while they're watching you, the streamer.
I know that people like. Who used to watch the? I think it was Reckman. Who used to say, "Okay, I'm still here. I'm just gonna lurk. I'm gonna go fall asleep watching your stream." Or Danny used to do that, and so they'd full screen it on their TV and just watch. And sometimes people do that. They want to see an indicator of the time, or they want to see the chat as it's going through, just to see that it's still going on. Because if I'm not talking for a portion of time, then they don't know if the stream is actually, like, if I've muted myself or what. That's the whole, like, man.
I don't think that's a big deal like you think it is.
So no need for the time till ads thing, right?
No.
Do you like the way Nutty's videos are Nutty's layout is? He has that bar on the bottom.
I know, I saw that.
But you like that.
Yeah. But at the same time, I don't look at it. I just noticed it because you had it. I thought it was cool that he had a video playing in the corner. I was like, oh, how do you manage to get that away with that one? Phobos, go lay down. I know, baby. I know, Phobos, you can't come in here. Go boy phobos. Did you sneak your way in here? Huh? Did you sneak your way in here?
Cat, you are lucky. I love you. Come here. Come here, my boy. Come on. Up. Up you go. Up you go. All the way. All the way. Right up my shoulder. There you go. Oh, you don't want to go on my shoulder?
You want to look around? Hi. You want to look around?
All right. I'm going to turn back on the camera. Because I'm done eating. So what I don't want to do is I don't want to make a decision and then regret it. Right?
But if you don't do it, you can always add it later.
If I don't do it and I decide not to do it now, I'm not going to add it later. That's why I'm taking so much time to try and figure it out. It's like anybody in chat have any suggestions? Like, am I overthinking this? Does it matter? It's 5%, 5EH, 5%, right? That's what this is in 1280 by 720. So if I, instead of 1280 by 720, if I make this 1920 by 1080, $19.20 by 1080. So that's what it looks like, 1920 by 1080. If I change this, that's pretty wide right now. Do I don't think I have any viewers right now. Do I? Does it? So back in the 90s and early 2000s, there was this web page called Web Pages That Suck, where you would learn good design by looking at bad design. And so part of the reason why I keep bringing up other pages, like, and looking at these people talking about it is like, okay, what are people doing? But if I look at Shroud, right? If I look at Shroud's videos, him on here, he's got this little itty bitty freaking camera that blocks part of the screenplay, but doesn't actually block a lot of the screenplay, right? So
Yeah, he does have it kind of in a stupid spot.
well, that's him. It's there, right? And I can't watch. Some of the top streamers have very specific settings. Wow, Sneaky's only not even getting 1,000 freaking viewers now. Shroud Queso is got 47,000 viewers right now. Bonanz, who is in a chat with Bonanz, is also the same, like the same thing. It's the same basic design for the stream, right? So If I look at It's Timmy, who's also in there. It's oh, come on. Come on, computer.
Is a mutant's greatest gift.
Thank you for deciding to stop freaking freezing. What the hell is going on with my computer? All right. So Timmy's got basically the same idea. He's got the camera over here, and now he's got two different top-down cameras to look at his mouse and his keyboard. So Little Human Jade is ASMR, so that doesn't matter. Spoonie has subs like in the window, right? Peanut Hot Dog is playing Final Fantasy 16. Has like a ticker for the events, for the stuff that's happened, has an ad starting in X and has the date and time, right? So similar to what, well, he's only got like 6 viewers, but I just want to give the viewers a good freaking experience. Am I taking too much time trying to make it a good experience for the viewers? Which is making it a bad experience for the viewers? Like,
I don't think that's the case.
Phobos. So if that's not the case, what is it?
I think you're taking too long.
You think I'm taking too long?
Mm-hmm.
So I should just
Bang it out.
so I can just bang it out. I could just get it done. Dat Mods has 2,600 people.
To upgrade your gear, right?
Dat Mods is again in the lower left. Has a thing in the upper right, but it's not. That has nothing to do with the actual game. His stuff is just lower left. Right? Tyler, lower left. Nothing else. Browse. Software and game development. 1,000 people watching. This is lower right and nothing else. Lower right. If I go back and check a different software and game development streamer. This one's set up very specifically. Subs, donations, followers, but he's doing stuff. Like chat and him. He looks suspiciously similar to Keanu Reeves. He's not. He just looks suspiciously similar. Subscriber score, 128 out of 150. So he's got all that information on here. But he's got it, like, he's got the window blocked off here. So, I mean, it's a good idea. I like the overall setup for it because he's a coder. I didn't go back that far, Jesus.
A little too much reverb at the end of that.
Browse. We go into Ashes of Creation. Close his window. And lower right. Lower right. Oh, that's where the map window is. So he's in the mid left. He's in the lower right. Lower left. Lower left. chat's
Hiding
blocked
the chat.
off. Huh?
Hiding the chat.
Hiding chat. Yeah, lower left, right? Lower left. So lower left, not hiding chat, but hiding chat, right? And as you see, this guy's not getting trash frickin' frame rates. Like, I can't play because I keep getting trash frame rates. And I don't know why I'm getting trash frame rates.
Oh, they're shoot tanks, two clerics.
No trash frame rates there. So most retro gamers are doing the same idea, the same style thing. Lower right with the chat and then the retro game. Right? So lower right, a chat and then the retro game. Lower right, chat, retro game. Lower right, chat, retro game. That's part of why I don't want to I don't want to join the crowd. Lower right, chat is below it, retro game. Like, I'm just gonna bang it out. I'm just gonna get the ticker. I'll get the ads, get the ticker. So the ads on here. I'm just gonna get this done. So this can be 10%, not even 10%. Don't need a minimum width. So there we go. There's that. We can make it 7%, right? 7%. There's that. 7%, that's wide. The minimum width is 7%. Min width is 7% because that's what it needs to be. And there. Now it'll never get smaller than 7%. I'm not going to minimize it, but it'll never get smaller than 7%. That'll be there. Next ad in 19 minutes. It gives the time that we're here. And I can have that over the chat. I mean, over the chat in most games because it's mostly in the lower left. I can have my camera above it, and I can have stuff on the camera slide up and out or whatnot. Or I can just have the ticker going here and have it like a transparent background, right? So if I have the background transparent, we go into, that is the info bar. If I have the background transparent, I don't have background black, I have background transparent. There we go. So the background there is transparent. The background on the date time display is what is it? HSLA. So I don't know what the hue, saturation, and lightness are. I don't know what the values are for what I'm looking for, but I want it to be light gray. So let's grab HSL for light gray. All right. So HSL color. So here we go. We're going to make it like silver sand. 204,876. 204,876. And then 0.4%, right? So I think this 8 and 76 need to be percents. 8% and 76%. There we go. And there, so that's a little bit too light. So I want it a little bit darker than silver sand. So we'll make it more like 211, 12, 48. 211, 12, 48. Or maybe it's not quite, maybe I do it the other way and we do it at 0.7%. Right? So instead of 0.7%, it becomes 7%. Or 70%. Right? Maybe 75%. 211, 12, and 48%. Yeah, so there we go. That looks pretty good, right? And then we can change that to be a little bit less than that on the rest of the info bar. So we can do this background. I don't know if I can do transparent here. I'm gonna do 55% there. So it changes the color. And maybe 35%. So the ticker is now it ends up being a little bit less. So we have that there. I don't have to worry about the viewers, followers, etc. He's trying to bite them, you know.
Listen to you.
He's a weirdo, my cat. So I don't have to worry about the viewers, followers, and subscribers here, but I can put the TTS there. So if I put the TTS on the right-hand side, we go into TTS info, and instead of do I even have that other stuff over there? Ads countdown is fine. We'll take care of that later. The left bar would be that. I don't think we care about that anymore. Main. I don't think we care about main anymore either, because it's the whole thing up above is going to be main. This is just the nav bar. So on the right hand side is going to be the TTS info. Is that it? That's all we're gonna do. TTS info. We have the ads countdown, but we don't need the ads countdown here. The TTS info will be on the right hand side. So we'll grab TTS info. Export default function TTS info props, and then return, and this will be on the right hand side. Hello.
Oh, Jesus, Phobos.
Really? It's my cat. Hi, Phobos.
Hi, Phobos.
He's chatting. Oh wow, you should just hit enter. That was him. He's chatting. He copied stuff. Phobos, I love you. You gotta go away.
I like the Saz. You did first.
All right, so here we're gonna return. We'll do this so that we have something around it. We'll just return the div, and actually, because this is gonna be on the right hand side, so we don't need status clock here, right? We don't need the date to be there. I don't have anything for status clock, so what I could do is I could just do this. Will that work? Or am I getting errors for that? No, I think we need to keep that. Oh, I'm having errors elsewhere. I'm having errors elsewhere, so I need to fix this first before I start doing that stuff. Information bar. So the TTS info is import TTS info from TTS info.jsx. I don't need the .jsx. I don't need the .jsx. So there we go. We've got that. There we go. So now we have this. Let's refresh the page so we get rid of some of those. I don't care about that. And now we can go into date time display and see if we can actually remove the status clock stuff here and just do this. Do I have status clock in here? No, I just have date time display. Oh, because I turned it into a div. Okay. That's why. So we can do this. Font weight 700. So we can do that. And the ads countdown, we change it to font weight 200, padding top 1%. How about 4%? How about 0.25 rem? 0.5 rem. 0.3 rem. There we go. So that's good. Next ad's in 19 minutes. That's fine. And if I put something behind that, because it's transparent, the info bar itself is transparent. If I make that 0, oh, that's the wrong one. If I make that 0, and then this 0, that's what we have. But that's what we have now. So 75% and 35%. So it makes it look a little bit. So there's a background to it. It's just not like you're seeing stuff through it anyway. Okay. So I don't have any. What do you mean, okay, good?
I'm thirsty.
Oh, it gave you a reason to leave? Okay, so I have that. We put the chat ticker there. I need, so date-time display is done until I get, until I have the information for there. Date-time display is done. Ads countdown is there. The date and time is here. Ads countdown is also done until I get the timer. So those are done until I get the timers. Information bar is basically done until I get the other stuff, and there it is. Target bottom is fine. We look at CSS, date time display, dot bottom, right? Dot bottom. Target is bottom. Target is bottom. Class name, location, nav, info bar. Did I put that in date time display? Am I silly? Information bar, location, bottom. Information bar, location, bottom. Class name is bottom. Nav ID, info bar, bottom. Not this one. Info bar. Dot bottom. There we go. There we go. So there's that. Now info bar dot bottom. And if I want info bar dot top, I can then change this to this. This goes dot top. And what we'll do dot top is we'll have info bar, comma, info bar dot bottom. No, we'll just do info bar, and we'll put the stuff that's going to be the same in there. So width, height, display, margin, position, and background are going to be in here. Bottom and left will not be in there. On the bottom, it's bottom and left. And on the top, it's top and left. Right? So we just have that. We don't even need left. We just do this. Left, 0. And so there's that. Now if I change this to be top, it changes it to the top. So now I can change the position from bottom to top as I see fit, depending on where I want this to go. So this will be this. And for now, it's just going to be bottom. For now, it's just going to be like that, bottom. This, yeah. So So it works the same in both ways. So we have that. Information bar. Now I need to get the TTS info so that I have the right side working the way it needs to be. If I look at chat ticker, this will be in the middle. We'll figure out how this is going to work. The props.location isn't a thing here because we're not going to be doing that. Class name is props. If we don't have I don't think we need a class name here yet. I'm just going to hammer this out. Chat ticker. There's the chat ticker. In the chat ticker, I'll end up grabbing the actual chat or the actual alert information stuff. What am I going to call it? Is it going to be stream? I think it's going to be, no, it's not going to be, it's going to be stream alerts, but it's also going to be, oh shit. How am I going to programmatically decide which one to put into the ticker? It's not going to be the ticker. It's going to be like a chat box. So inside the chat ticker, it's going to be a box. So the chat ticker is going to be, yeah, we're going to have to put the, we'll figure that out in a minute. The chat ticker is going to be centered, but not centered. It's going to be displayed on the right. It's going to go right to left. So the chat ticker, chat ticker is going to be, we'll do this. Get rid of this. We don't care about left bar. That's not something we need to worry about. Chat ticker is width 100%. Height is 100%. Border is 1px solid red, just so that we can see it. And there it is. So yeah, so that will work. That's the chat ticker. So we have that. Let's go ahead and align content center, or just align content center. I think it's align items center. I think we want align items center. I'm not positive. No, we want align we don't want the items to be in the center. We want the content to be centered vertically. Align content center. So that'll be there. And now, before we finish doing that, because everything else in here is going to be based on that, I think we want padding. Top and bottom is 0. Left and right is going to be 2 vertical widths. Two viewport widths. Nope, that's too much. 1 viewport width. 1 viewport width is perfectly fine. 1 viewport width is perfectly fine. Maybe. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. And then we can put on the left, we can maybe put like a little thing so that it like fades into it or something. But we can figure that out later. Information bar TTS info. The same thing on the TTS info is going to be on the right hand side is the date time display. So we're going to just do this. Grab this, copy that, remove that. TTS info on the right hand side. Do that. All right. We don't need to import the ads countdown because we're not doing ads countdown. What we do need to do, this isn't date time display. This is TTS info container. Okay. And so inside here, we're going to have a div that is the TTS info. And then we're going to have another div that is, whoa. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. We're going to have another div that is the ID equals. So that's not going to be TTS info. This is going to be TTS um, delay, right? Delay. So TTS delay and TTS count. So we have the count and the delay. And that'll be in here in props. And for this, we're going to go 3. And this actually can be a span instead of a div. Span is 3 of, and this will be a span as well. And that'll be like 3 of 19 or some shit like that. What are we doing? There we go. And so the container has 3 of 19. That's a div. But if we're going to have the 3 of 19, we need the delay as well, right? So we are going to need this. And in here, we're going to do another div. ID equals no, the count is that's not going to be that. The count is going to be, I'm silly. The count is going to be 3 of 22, and the delay is going to be its own thing, which will be like 19 minutes or whatever. And so now 3 of 22 with 19 minutes. And so these are going to be just like this over here. And so we have the same thing, TTS count and TTS delay. We go over here. The TTS info is TTS info container. And so this will also be TTS info container. And I think 3 of 22, 19 minutes. So
You done?
am I done what? Yeah. Can you turn that off? Shut that window. Okay. Let's turn on some music before this turns off. All right. So, and that's basically what it's going to look like, right? So on here, this would end up being TTS number 3 of 19 or of 22. And then delay, wait, there's that. And so now we need to probably non-breaking space this. It doesn't seem to work. So that go into here and I'm gonna do this.
I can snooze your ass.
Huh?
I can snooze your ass.
Yeah, you're a mod. You're not just a mod, you're like the mod. TTS count, TTS delay. It's the same thing as adds countdown. Date time display div. I turned those into divs in the datetime display. It is a div. The ads countdown is also a div. Okay, so yeah, these are going to be divs then. So this will be a div, right? And this will be a div. And this will be TTS number 3 of 22. Right. And this will be delay of 19 minutes for now. TTS number 3 of 22, delay 19 minutes. And now in their TTS info container, I don't even think I need TTS count and TTS. I don't think I need these. I don't think I need those. Info container, TTS info container. We can do this. Child element div, and this becomes 2.5 minutes of ads. Just so you know, like this thing says there's nobody in my channel.
So there's
Huh? This says there's none.
oh, 2 here. Infinity, me, and other. Oh, somebody's lying. Oh, I'm here. That thing's definitely lying.
Now it says there's people here. I don't know why it didn't update. Don't know why it didn't update. All right. All right, so TTS number 3 of 22, delay 1900. We can style that later. Chat ticker is here. Those are all set. TTS info is set. Chat ticker is what we're going to work on now. Information bar outside the chat ticker is done. Also, we can move the chat, the information bar to the top and bottom at whim. And so that'll make it easier to do it programmatically later. So we can do that. Now, all we have to do is, with the chat ticker, we have grab the alerts and whatnot. And so inside here, on chat, it needs to create the box that has the person's info. And not necessarily the person's info, but like information about said person. I don't know why Twitch First Words is in information bar. That should be a stream alert. Uptime. Uptime. Do I want the stream uptime to be in this little thing here? Instead of like the time, do I just want the uptime? How long I've been streaming? Huh?
You should have both.
Yeah, can you see how long I've been streaming right there?
Right there.
It is
4
right
hours,
there.
25 minutes, 6 seconds.
Okay, does it tell you how many people are in the chat right there? It does tell you how many people are in the chat.
Right there.
All right, so it doesn't say anything about that on full screen, but it does say it just under the stuff. Okay, so I don't need an uptime or anything like that. That's fine.
This is the regular view, not the moderator view.
Yeah, so I don't care about uptime. That's fine. YouTube channel stats and Twitch channel stats, I suppose we can keep them there for now, but I'm not gonna, no, we'll just delete them because I'm probably not gonna use them ever. So we have the information bars, chat ticker, time display, and TTS info. Stream alerts, Twitch, cheer, Twitch chat, Twitch TTS. I just want Twitch chat. So it's not an alert. So we don't need that in there. Twitch ads, we'll do the ads later. Stream alerts. So we'll just do new directory, chat, ticker. Right? Do I want it that way? Do I want it that way? Chat ticker. Where do I want to put the chat ticker specific stuff? So, huh? Well, what open? I don't know. So the chat ticker, why don't I just put the stuff in? No, I still need, so stream alerts. So stream, instead of stream alerts, I'm going to change this to stream events. So we can actually add inside here a JavaScript file that now makes sense. Twitch chat, or no, chat messages .jsx. And now inside here, this is quite literally the okay. So now export default function chat messages, chat message, not messages, chat message. So we'll rename this to chat message because it's a single one that is going to happen multiple times. We will return a div. This is a user card. Okay. And then inside the stream alerts, inside chat ticker, this is the chat ticker. Instead of inside the chat ticker, now we include chat message, which will actually, why is my computer doing this again? It's pulling the same shit. The video is glitching. I'm not even using half of my freaking memory. My video card is barely being touched. It's barely being touched and it's at 55 degrees. It's idling at 55 degrees. It's not even warm. Why is my video card idling at 55 degrees? The air that's coming out is cold. It's idling at 55 degrees and the fans aren't on. Are you shitting me?
Did your fans break?
What the shit? Are you fucking kidding me? The middle fan on my GPU isn't working. The middle fan isn't working. I have it set to 85%. I have it set to 100%. The middle fan isn't working. The thing's only 3 months old. I think it's time to send in a warranty repair claim.
You smell that too, huh?
Yeah, I smell that too.
Smells like something's burning.
It does.
Yeah.
Is it her room?
Yeah.
It's her room?
No. I thought she was at the door.
Well, that doesn't make me happy. That concerns me quite a bit. Sitting here idling at 55 degrees and the fans aren't turning on. Maybe that's the middle one. Okay, that's the middle one. So now they're all at 100%. Wow, that's loud. And now it says it's at 40%. So now they're running, but they weren't running before. Now they're running. That's so strange. I'm so confused about why my computer is having such freaking issues. I really am. GPU memory, 48 gigs. 32 gigs of shared GPU memory. Huh? I won't know for a while. It keeps, I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. Anyway, chat message. This is a user card. And this is where we start seeing, this is what it does. Chat message, this is a user card. Now we have to have these, the user cards have to go class name equals chat message. And so we go in here, not in there, we go into here, and chat messages. Wait a minute, div, I didn't finish this. Didn't finish this one. TTS info container. Second. Those should be smaller. Those should be smaller. Why aren't they? Div for TTS info container. Time display and time display div. TTS info container. Oh, I know why. TTS info container. And then it has its own little div. So if I look at date time display, adds countdown. Yeah. TTS info does this. And then it has its own additional div. And so that, why are you not doing the same thing as the other side? Inspect. Div. All right, so the info container is the same thing as date time display. Right? Yeah. And then where it says next adds in 19 minutes. That looks so it should be 0.8. Yeah, it should be 0.8 for this one. This, the adds countdown is okay. Adds countdown instead of just dash div. Right? It's this, but I have adds countdown here. This should be here. Like that. There we go. There we go. That's the way it should look. I don't need adds countdown in there. That's fine. So inside date time display, inside TTS info, I don't need adds countdown there. The adds countdown is just fine. We don't need an ID there. It's just that. Perfect. All right. So that's fine. That works. Each one of those is 5% wide? Is that what that is? The CSS is 5% wide. Is that what they are? 7% wide. So each one of those is 7% wide. The chat ticker is the remainder. And 0.5 viewport widths. So we have 0.75 viewport widths. So that looks pretty good. Now we need to take the user cards and we need to set them so that they are flex in line, flex row instead of flex column. So chat ticker becomes display flex. And there's that. But that screws up our align content center. If I do align items center, I think, yeah, so align items is center. Cancel. All right, so do I want align items center? Yes. Align content center is fine. Align items center is fine. And now for each chat message, which is basically going to be the card, right? So we're going to have an alert card, which is stream alerts. And so this is export default function stream alerts. These are actually not the ones, these are not the ones that I want. So when a chat message comes in, when any kind of alert comes in, it's going to be inside the ticker. And so the ticker, what goes into the ticker is a card, and the card changes the way it looks depending on what the alert or what the card contents are. If it's a message, it's going to look different than if it's a sub or a resub or a raid. All of those are the events that I'm going to have in here. Those are all the events that we're going to be listening for. So if it's a follow, it's not even going to show up in there. If it's a cheer, it'll show up differently than if it's first words, which is going to be different than channel points, expenditures. So the chat message is going to be either Twitch or YouTube chat messages, and it's going to be, oh, this is a user card. All of these, this is a chat message card, right? So this is a chat message card. So instead of it just saying this is a chat message card, the chat message is going to have a circle in the middle. And inside that circle in the middle, it's going to have the user's profile image. If they are a subscriber, a VIP, a moderator, it's going to have just the first letter of their name if they are a viewer or a follower. And that's going to be the same overall idea for anything that is chat message based. Right? Playing. That's a different version of Sudoku. Interesting. Okay. And so when that message goes in, I want it to look, for chat messages, I want the chat message to look like this. So here's the box that is going to be a transparent box. It's going to have their image here. It's going to have, we'll just say it's going to have the first letter of their username. So for me, it would be a big old C, right? And because it's a chat message, because I'm the broadcaster, it would have a little thing here that shows the broadcaster image, broadcaster BC. Like it'll show that little, the icon that goes with me, the little like video camera thing. It would be broadcaster up in the upper left. And then that would be the end of it. If I cheer, it'll be different. If I can't cheer in my own channel, but if I if I think I can gift a sub. So if I gift a sub, it'll look different. If I sub bomb, it'll look different, but it'll always have that broadcaster icon up here. The broadcaster icon. So because it's cat. If it's Kloon, Kloon is a mod, that would be a K, or because Kloon is a mod, it would be their profile image, but it would have the little mod icon up here, right? So for just basic chats, if it's a subscriber, it would have their subscriber icon up there, and JSauce is a subscriber. So it would have a little subscriber icon. So if JSauce has tier 1, it would be the tier 1 subscriber icon. What are you humming?
Would I have both because I'm a subscriber and a mod?
No, you'd have the mod. Just straight up the mod.
Whichever one's higher.
Yeah, so if you're a mod, you're higher than a VIP. If you're a subscriber, you're higher than a... I think you're lower than a VIP or equal to a VIP. But I think a VIP is... I think it would be me, because broadcaster, and then mods, and then subscribers, and then VIPs, and then just regular viewers, everybody else. Not even followers, just everybody else. Because I don't want to distinguish between followers and regular viewers. Simply because I don't want to call them out. If they're a regular viewer and they chat for the first time, or if they're a follower and they chat for the first time, it's basically the same idea. So that's the way that would be there, right? I don't want anything, nothing else for chats are going to be there. It's just a chat. It's not even going to be the outline. It's just going to be the circle with their icon, with their avatar, and their icon. So if they're a mod, subscriber is here. If it's Kloon, it becomes mod, which is the sword, whoosh, right? The sword icon. And then if it's a subscriber was JSauce, a mod was you. And then for me, it would be the broadcaster symbol, the little video, right? Showing that that's the person who chatted in chat, right? And that's all it does is it does that, and then it slides to the left. So right now, that's what I want it to do, because everything else is going to be based off of this idea. If they're a subscriber for 6 months and they have a flare, then there's going to be a flare around their icon that's going to show that. If they cheer, then the cheer is going to be a different border, either around here, or their icon is going to be colored differently. If they subscribe, it's going to be a different icon here, just to show the different things. And when they subscribe, or when they cheer, or when they throw bits and whatnot, that will be a little bit so that the icon, their viewer, the viewer icon is going to be slightly off center, because if they cheer, it's going to have a little thing underneath that says cheer or bits. And then the cheer icon is going to be here. Or we'll do it so that it's a little off center on the top with that menu up above, right? Like cheer with the icon here. Cheer 33 with the icon over there. Or, hey, you resubbed, resub, boom, with the icon over here. And that's just in the chat ticker, right? So resub for 12 months, 12 MO, will be inside this box down here with a 12 in one corner. Maybe that's too small for that. Maybe it'll just end up being the person. And a resub will just be a different color. That might be too small for this. But that's why we're doing this, because we need to figure out how we're going to put the cards in there. So the chat message card, oh shit, it's 8:40. It's time to go to bed. It's time to go to bed. Yes, I'm tired. I've been up since, what, 6 in the morning. All right. So I think what's going to happen tomorrow is I'm going to go purchase a temporary overlay package and set up the events so that we have the events going on, and we'll play more game tomorrow. I think we'll play Cyberpunk 2077 tomorrow. I think we'll spend 4 hours on Cyberpunk and 4 hours on Ashes of Creation out of the 10 hours that we're going to play tomorrow, or that we're going to stream tomorrow. So we'll get back on at 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. It will be 10, not 11 like it was today. We'll get on at 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And what we'll do is for 2 hours, we'll get prepped for everything. I might start earlier and do that 2-hour thing beforehand. But then we will play Ashes of Creation for 4 hours and get some stuff going there. Try and start catching up there. But after that, we'll play some Cyberpunk. And if I look at Cyberpunk right now, what is Cyberpunk at right now? I don't want to be there. I want to be on Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk 2077 has how many viewers right now? 1.1k viewers. So maybe we'll play something else. I don't know. Like, if I browse, what game? There aren't a lot of games that are like high end right now. Recommended viewers high to low. Maybe I'll try Marvel Rivals. I have no idea what it's about, Marvel Rivals. So maybe we'll do that. We'll take a look. Maybe I'll take requests. Who knows? We'll figure something out, though. And then 4 hours will be in another game. So we'll play 2 games tomorrow. 4 hours in Ashes and 4 hours in another one. And maybe we'll play a third game tomorrow and do that. That being said, I've got to go to bed so that I can be like prepped for tomorrow. So it's been a good day. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Sorry for the 1.5 hour delay in the middle. But anyway, I'm out. Ciao. I still have to do it.